Hi guys, and welcome to yet another Vuvu Reads vlog, the first one of the year. Which I should have just bought the tripod. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Sorry about that. I thought to introduce this vlog. Sorry, I thought I was out of focus. Introduce this vlog and kick it off, you know, before I get too lazy to. I am currently reading The Journals of He by J.D. Kizza, South African based Ugandan author. I'm on page 180 something, which is not the end of the chapter. I think I got disrupted while trying to read the other day because I couldn't read yesterday and I didn't get to the end of the chapter, which I don't like. I don't like that. But so far so good. I am enjoying this. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do my vlogs this year, you know. Last year I started off doing like weekly vlogs. I still want to do weekly vlogs, which you will probably start seeing every Wednesday. This will probably be the shorter of the lot because I had this random thought that I need to start the year already. Okay, and so today is what I want to say. Today is Saturday. Today is Saturday. Child, it's not caught me on anything, okay? But I absolutely loved the single book or single author vlogs that I did last year, because I think I did mention to you guys that the reason why I wanted to do those was specifically because I've got another channel. It's Vuvu here on YouTube, and I want to save a lot of the lifestyle like vlogging for that particular platform. Suddenly I cannot talk, and so it made sense that I would make my vlogs on here specific to books and reading and stuff to that nature. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense in my head. I swear it makes sense. So I'm hoping that it makes sense to you as well. But now you are catching me before what am I talking about? After I've started the book. Maybe I should take a sip of my drink. Wait, hold on. It is quite hot. It is quite hot. So, see? I knew it. So, you guys have caught me at a point where I've already started and passed the quarter-way mark of the specific book, but it will be in essence a Journals of He, the beginning reading vlog. It's kind of what it is, child. It's kind of what it is. Okay, so this one is by J.D. Kizza. You guys can see the cover that gives off erotica. It's very spicy, very passionate, very, you get it. If you don't get it, don't forget about it. So that's the cover, which I absolutely love. It's very suggestive. I think my kids are at the door. It's very suggestive. Absolutely love it. I love the spine as well, very plain, same writing as the front. I love consistency when it comes to books, especially book sizes, child. But anyway, we're not there. And then the back is just a smoky, hot, sensational thing going on at the bottom, and then it's basically similar font as that. So let me just read you a little bit about Miss J.D. Kizza. It says, J.D. Kizza is a practicing nurse and the author of The Journals of He, which is her first novel. She began the trilogy during her years of study at the University of the Witwatersrand, drawing inspiration from her experiences there. She loves reading and writing and enjoys poetry as well as romantic and crime fiction. She lives with her family in Johannesburg. You can reach her on Instagram and Facebook on her author handle @JaneAuthor. Right, so the synopsis of this one reads: during a college tour in the city of during a college tour in the city, a freak accident in a campus library leads to a chance encounter between Delia and a handsome stranger. High on painkillers and with no way of reaching him, Delia's chances of reconnecting with the man are dashed until 2 years later, when fate takes her back to the place where they first met. From a quiet little town in the Northwest Province, Delia is thrust into the color and noise of suburban Johannesburg, where she learns to cope with the demands of independent life. A self-professed introvert, she realizes that she must open herself up to the adventure of new people and experiences in order to survive the challenges of nursing school. But then, inadvertently, Delia finds her sheltered existence rocked by her own intense curiosity and twisted desires which lead her to the mysterious secrets of him. So I have started the book. I'm absolutely enjoying it. I am, like I said, more than quarter way into the book. It is 568 pages long. So quarter way was up around 142 pages, so I am on 180 pages. So it means that I can come back to you feeling less guilty when I have to update you about the halfway mark. But so far, what I can tell you, that is very easily written. It's very accessible. I love the fact that here is a black author, female author, writing a black romance set in South Africa. I'm absolutely loving it. It is young adult, so no, a lie, new adults. I wanted to say those young adults must stay away. It is new adults. There hasn't been much spice in it at the moment, so I don't want to lie to you guys. There hasn't been much spice in it, but there is a lot of suggestion. You know, the kind of suggestion that will make you shift in your seat, like it's coming. It's definitely going to come. Okay, our main character is Delia, like we've read at the back, and her love interest's name is Dominique. They meet at the library, like they've said, and 2 years later they come together when I love the fact that she is a bit more mature than the first time that they met, which makes me a little bit more comfortable with where the story could go. Okay, so I love the fact that she did that, Jane did that. Also, the story is a slow burn. Okay, so if you're not somebody who likes things of that nature, it might not be appealing to you. She spends a lot of the first quarter of the book trying for us to intimately know Delia, and I think that it adds a lot of richness to when Delia eventually re-meets Dominique. And you just can't help but empathize or be on Delia's side, because you feel like she's the one who's been carrying the story, so it feels like you've known her like since she was a kid. By the time that you meet Dominique, you are protective over her. You've come to understand the kind of person that she is. I like the fact that she's also exploring other elements in the story, so it's not just a plain romance story. There's issues of mental health, there's issues of family dynamics, there's issues of class, there's issues of that moment in your life where you don't know where your life should go, but you know that whatever decision that you make is going to change your life forever. She captures that actually quite well, that transition from young adult to new adult. And what else? Oh, okay, it does give me a lot of what's this? Not a lot, but it does give me a 50 Shades of Grey vibe, right? I couldn't finish that series. I'm just putting it out there. I really couldn't finish it because I feel like maybe it lacked some depth for me. So after book one, I couldn't proceed with the series. However, already I have said that by her focusing on her main character as much as she did, she has given something different to what I feel like that other book did. So I'm not comparing them a lot, but when it comes to the dynamic of this relationship, it is giving a bit of 50 Shades to me. But I am not an avid romance reader, so I have not read, maybe this is a trope in this genre, so I've not read enough for me to say she's just doing the rich guy okay girl trope. We shall see though. It's still very early days. I've got about 400 or just under 400 pages to go. So I suppose this will have to suffice for an update at the moment, and I will not be reading right now. No ma'am, no sir. I've got an hour before load shedding hits, and so I'm gonna spend my hour before load shedding watching something on the telly, and sipping on some juice, we'll call it juice, and then I will pick up the book. I might even take a nap at some point, so don't quote me. But that's the plan. Okay, so I still have some Christmas alcohol left, so I got this genealogist Christmas globe themed gin, which I absolutely thought was cute, in December. So this one has, like, I don't know if you guys are gonna see actually, but it has like what should be, I think it's edible glitter or whatever, but it acts as snow in here, and you can actually light it up. Look at that. So you can go like that, or it can go like this, or it can go still like that. And if you swirl it, I don't think you guys can see actually, but if you swirl it, the actual snow, right, will stir up as well and then fizzle down on its own. It's actually quite cute. I am having, it's Friday, I'm having some gin with some elderflower syrup and tonic. This one is but it's got some orange flavor in it. Okay, cheer, I forgot what it, orange Christmas liqueur, that's the flavor. So that's what I'm having. First of all, ignore how empty my little bar setup is, okay? It's January, all right? And second of all, guys, does it have to be this hot? Like, does it actually have to be as hot as it's been? Let me do a taste test for you, even though it's not my first time having this. You know what I will say, I'm not really enjoying the actual gin, but I think the elderflower gives me what I want. I want that little bit of a tang. I don't know if it makes sense. Usually you'd get that if you mix with tonic, but for some reason I'm not getting it with this gin because it's so sweet. It really is very sweet. Anyway, that's it. That was Ompile on the phone, aka Bukamosa here and YouTube. She wants to stop by, so I'm just waiting for her. While I wait for her, I'm gonna do what I wanted to do, which was basically giving you guys a little bit of an update, and also saying it's Friday. I did say it's Friday, and yesterday I hit 1K subscriber. Cheers, fam. Thank you, thank you so much. I am so grateful. You know, those of you who I do have on my WhatsApp saw my little emo updates, right? And that was emotional because truly, honestly, nobody knows what you go through to attain anything, right? Because no two lives are the same. Some people might get things easier than you. Some people might know how to navigate certain platforms better than you. It's a whole lot of different things, right? So this year my channel will turn 6. For most people, they hit the 1K mark way before 6 years, so that says a lot. So when that happened for me, I was like, yes, thank you. It's so affirming, it's so beautiful to see, it's so fulfilling as well. I don't know if I'm using even the right adjectives to describe just how I felt yesterday, right? And even today. And it also spurred me on because I've been dipping my toes in the water when it came to creating some content for this year. I feel like because I didn't take a break during the December holidays that I'm still very exhausted. I feel very fatigued, and I don't know if I will exude that on screen, but if anything, what that served to do was to motivate me to get back onto the wagon. And last year I struggled to start early because I had technical issues. I tried with my old camera that I've completely forgotten how to use, and then I gave up until my camera came back from repairs, right? So it would be nice for a change, not for a change, again, to start up my content creation in January. So this is why we're here. And the other reason why I'm having a little bit of a catch up before the actual catch up is that I really am trying to figure out how to do these reading vlogs for you guys, right? I've got ideas in my head, but I don't know how sustainable they are. And if you are new on this channel, the reason why I am struggling a bit is that I have another channel called Vuvu here on YouTube, and what I never want to do is to duplicate content for the different audiences, because the people that go onto that platform are looking for something totally different to what happens on here. Am I still the same person on both platforms? Guaranteed. But the different parts of me that I'm showcasing on the different platforms, I feel I need to respect that, because that for me is also respecting whoever should stumble upon my channel and want to acquaint themselves with me. I'm sure that makes sense. So it's a bit of a struggle, because how I tried to navigate it towards the end of last year is to just do a one book or one series vlog where I just talk book. There's no b-roll, there's nothing else. I'm just talking characters, books. I enjoy those, but I feel like sometimes you do need the let me get to know this person a little bit more, let me see what they're doing, which is why I added the little bit of a drink mixing situation over here. Because if anything, I never want any of the people that watched any of my videos on either side, right, to feel like they don't know me. I hope that makes sense. So all in all, that being said, I'm just asking for a little bit of grace until I find my rhythm and I find a way in which I can work this out for myself, and it is genuine to me, and it's something that you guys would also feel drawn to. Should you feel like you have any suggestions, right, or you want to tell me certain vlogs that you have enjoyed, or certain elements of this channel that you'd want me to accentuate during the vlogs, just let me know. I'm open to any ideas. Okay, so that part of it is over. What we are here for is what this title of this vlog is all about, and that is The Journals of He by JD Kizza, which is, oh Lord, no, I don't want to drop my drink, which is what I'm currently reading, right? I am probably like let me see, about 13 pages to the halfway mark. So I was gonna sit on here and do a bit of reading, but like I'm saying, I'm expecting a friend of mine who's on her way, so I don't want to have to disturb. We haven't seen each other this year, right? I'm gonna fix her a drink, we're gonna have a little bit of a chit chat. I might show her on here because she's a friend of the channel, so you know what's up. So I wanted to just catch you guys up on Delia and Dom. Yeah, hey, I can't hold this thick thing, okay? It's like 500 and something pages long, right? But we know what we're here for. First of all, the person who put me on to this little thing over here is another friend of mine, Kat, right? She'd been raving about Jane's books the whole of last year, to the point where my interest was piqued, and it was piqued mainly because Kat is mainly a I'll link her her Instagram and TikTok if I can in the description box, right? She is mainly a non-fiction, highly political kind of reader. Those are the kind of books that she is drawn to. So when she raves about a non-fiction romance, which she fails to tell the world that it is borderline erotica, you have to listen. You know, you have to ask yourself what it is that's going on. Okay, I understand that these books have different editions, and some editions the grammar was not the best. I didn't get that edition, so the edition that I have is definitely fine by me. And I know that a lot of people are complaining about the slow burn, a character building of the main female character. I'll also be honest, maybe it could have been cut down a tad, you know, but it didn't get to a point where it exhausted me, right? I'm not exhausted whatsoever. I'm quite intrigued by the things that go on in Little Miss Jane's head, okay? I'm like, yeah, are your parents reading this? Like, you saying to your parents, oh, I'm a published author, this is my book. When they pick it up, I need answers to then what happens when your auntie and your grandmama pick up your book, Jack. The things that Jane is writing in this book, fine. So our main character is a virgin, but there's none of that purity thing, even though there's a little bit of the religious influence thing. I hope that makes sense, right? So the way in which she has chosen to navigate that is not virginity because of purity, but it's virginity because of religious influence, right? But now her boundaries are being tested in this relationship, and you know, Dominique I saw she responded to one of my updates on TikTok saying that the Dominic character is inspired by the black men that she has known through her life. So it's an influence of all her brothers, her, I suppose, her friends, her cousins, fathers, uncles, whatever. But now I also want to meet these people that she knows in real life, you know? If this is a amalgamation, is that even a word? What am I saying? But if this is like a salad, this character is a salad of the people that Jane knows, the men that Jane knows. Hi Jane, she better call me to a dinner, okay? Anyway, so there is a lot of the erotic stuff is what I'm trying to put out there. There's a lot of the spice and let me put it this way. I'm almost at the halfway mark. This girl has not lost her virginity, but there has been a hell of a lot of spice, okay? Let me put it that way. I hope you get to understand what I'm saying. What I love about, and I suppose the more I read these romance, even maybe erotica, because I read a few erotica books last year, especially those written by black women, the more I feel like they write the perfect black men, especially the black authors, obviously, because that's what I've been trying to consume more of, right? The black men that they write are a dream, okay? And now this is beyond physique and the hanky-panky situation. It's just the characteristics of these men. And I'm like, I wish black men would see how black women see them through these kind of books. Like, it is an absolute fascination to me. Every time I pick it up, I'm like, I don't think black men know that black women see them like this, okay? There's a lot of commentary on socials, in life in general, about how we perceive this gender, especially in this race. But I just wish they'd pick up a romance by a black woman to just see how they are seen. Anyway, I'm rambling. So far I am enjoying the book, and I was saying to a friend of mine, you know what, sometimes you have to allow that not all literature is going to be the same, and it's not all designed for the same purpose. So I've heard that a few people are not enjoying or haven't enjoyed this book. I don't want to lie to you guys, I'm having fun, and I'm having fun because I am somebody who navigates my entertainment in that manner as well, okay? Whether it's television, whether it's audiobooks, whether it's podcasts, etc. I want the diversity when I'm consuming any form of content. I want the content designed for creativity. I want the content designed to make me feel on a physical level. I want the content designed to make me feel on a heart emotional level. I want the content that is designed to make me think on a deep level, if you hear what I'm trying to say. And I would be very, 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 very disappointed in a world where all content was targeted only at my brain. Do you hear what I'm saying? I hope you hear what I'm saying. But anyway, that's just me. That's my update for the day. Hopefully I can do a b-roll of me reading, but probably not. We shall see. And I am hoping to finish this one this weekend, actually, if I'm being honest with you guys. So I have to push tonight because there's a book that's sitting there waiting for me that I actually want to finish before the month is up. So that's what's up. Okay, hi guys. I almost did the whole intro, but I realized that we're in the middle of a vlog already. I don't know what's going on with my glasses. We're already in the middle of a vlog. I haven't picked up the camera in weeks. I think the last entry that I had on this vlog was sometime in January. We're midway through February right now, and I haven't been able to pick up a book since. I am still in the middle of Journals of He, which is why we're still in this vlog. I had an incident happen which I don't want to share too much about because we're trying to get over it. Okay, we're really just trying to get over it and trying to get life back to as normal as it can be. But I did have a traumatic incident occur towards the end of January, and I have been, you know, I haven't been in my best state, so it's been a struggle for me to pick up a book. I've been binging stuff on TV like no one's business, but I just haven't been able to read. So this is gonna be my first attempt since said incident to pick up the book again and start doing things that I enjoy again. Okay, so I have been MIA on socials as well, in case anyone is wondering. I'm just praying that by the time that this comes out everything will be sorted, but in case anybody is wondering, I do not have my phone's got stolen in said incident, among other things, so I am still waiting to get new devices. So until then, I do have an interim phone which is serving me very well. My sister my sister borrowed me her standby phone, which is really working miracles, because at least I can be on WhatsApp and stuff, but I don't have anyone's numbers. So but anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, let's just pick up the mood, do things that we love, you know, try get over things that happened that we cannot change. So coming back to Delia and Dom, I think I was on this page. I haven't, like I said, I haven't picked up this book in forever. This says I'm on page 270 or 271. The book is 568 pages long, so I want to say 234, no, what am I saying, 284, yeah, I think 284 is the halfway mark, so it's very close to where I am. Let me just do a bit of reading, get to the actual halfway mark, and have a chit chat with you guys after that. Cool. Back. I am a little bit past the halfway mark. I am very thirsty, but I also need my coffee. So the lights just came back. Those of you who are in the country, you guys know what's up. You guys know exactly what's up. I feel like this is the longest load shedding we've had in forever. I was saying to my sister the other day that, listen, I am breaking, like, give us a month off, like, and the weather's been so strange, not strange, but it's been cold, wet weather, on and off. It's hot one minute, it's cold the next. And guys, like, I feel like we deserve, even if maybe they stop taking the electricity on weekends, maybe they can start there, and then we can just cozy up in our beds, watch some television, you know, something must happen with the lights. But anyway, let me not ramble. So I wanted to bring back my thoughts on this couple, right? And if I do contradict myself, I am very sorry. I'm definitely not the same person who started reading this book, right? At this point, like, you know, when a lot happens in your life and you are totally somebody else. I feel like that about me right now. So if there is a bit of contradiction, I'm probably in a different mind frame, in a different space. So allow for me to change my mind and to see things a little bit differently. Like I'm saying, I'd have to go back on these videos to let you guys know what it is that I thought from the beginning. So I'm not trying to do that, right? These are honest moments that I have here with you guys. So we all know that the book yeah, follows Delia and Dom. These are our main love interests. This is the story of their love, or should I have said this is their love story? I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, this is their love story. They met when Delia was 16 and Dom was 25, and it so happens to have been a meet cute, I think I said it right, a meet cute that happened at a library when Delia was on a school tour, and this is a university library, and Dom was just doing his work, okay, his schoolwork. Anyway, a lot of time passes, about a year or two passes before they meet again. So in the time that passed, the only person who we were given insight on, and a lot of insight on, was Delia. The author did spend a lot of time delving into her character, what makes up who she is, her family dynamics, her school dynamics, her friendship dynamics, why she ended up choosing the kind of course she ends up choosing for varsity, what happens when she first arrives there, who she becomes when she's there, what she discovers about herself and her sexuality. And right now what I do remember is that I did make comment on her discovering Agnes, our sissy, she's busy cleaning at the moment. What I did mention about Delia in this season of her self-discovery, especially the discovery of her sexuality, is that there are moments where I feel she was being selfish, and I also feel like the characters involved in what looks to be a love triangle are also permitting her to have so much room to discover herself and putting themselves at a back seat, in a sense. I don't know if this makes sense. I did have huge issues with that, right? Because it meant that because she's the main character, obviously the empathy goes towards her. She's the one whom the story is built around. We've learned a lot about her as before the messy part comes along. Messy in inverted commas because it doesn't last that long. But I had hoped for the type of character that she was being built into, that she would be a little less selfish, if that makes sense. Anyway, moving past that, focusing on Dom. Dom seems, because now how many years, so if he was 25 then he's now 27, or maybe going to 28, right? And guys, he feels like he's lived a lot for a 27-year-old. He's had so many big experiences in his life at this point, and there's something cute about the way he pursues, no, maybe not cute, something very endearing maybe, but not endearing in like a sweet So did you guys read, I hope you guys read, because I only read the one book, 50 Shades of Grey. If you guys remember how Grey pursues the love interest whose name has escaped me, there's something domineering, something powerful, something manly about it, right? That does grow on you. I don't know how to explain this, right? Because I do have problems with it to some degree, but to some degree I really find it quite hot. So I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. So this is the manner in which Dom pursues Delia, and in their relationship is how we come to learn of Dom's life experiences, who he is, where he's been, what he's been through, all of that kind of stuff, right? So I don't know if, I think this is erotic romance. I don't want to lie to you guys, because yeah, there's a lot of spice in this book, just FYI, just so you know. But I think that she does put in a lot of heart in it as well. So most of the chapters are kind of like broken up by these poems. I don't want to call them poems, I call them prose, because for me it doesn't read like poetry, so it reads more like prose. I don't know if that makes sense, but these little poems are to be found at the end of most chapters. For me, I enjoy them for the insight that they give into Delia, but I do think that it's insight that you would have gotten with or without the poems. I've had a conversation with some people who have read the book. I know that the poetry does become a little bit jarring to them in their process of reading the book, and I do think that it is a gamble that the author took to include something of that nature. But I really don't think that you lose out on the story if you actually skip the poetry or the prose, because like I'm saying, in as much as it gives insight, it's not insight that you would have lost had you not read the poem. I hope that makes sense. We do hear from Dom, but he's not the main point of view. The main point of view is definitely Delia. I think so far, if I can recall, we've probably heard from him twice, and we're midway through the book, so he's definitely not the main voice in the story. The main voice is definitely Delia's voice. I do not, at this point, right, I feel like the story has come together and can be wrapped up in less pages than what is left. So I'm curious to see as to what Jane, the author, is going to do in the next half of the book. What else can I tell you guys about my sentiments at this point? The writing is accessible. Absolutely love it when authors make their writing less complex. Yes, you'll have those books from time to time that really do need the complexity, that really do need to explore the beauty of literature in that sense, right? In the sense where it has to be complex, it has to be one of those where your mind really does have to be active in the reading process. Not to say that in accessible books your mind mustn't be present, don't get me wrong, don't twist my words, but what I'm trying to say is that books that are accessible make it easy, one, to recommend, because it's easy for, like, you can throw a stone and probably you'll hit somebody who will enjoy the book. And I love that. I feel like that is a skill that most authors probably overlook. The fact that you can be read by anyone is very important, especially in a country such as ours. Let me not get into any politics, child, but I feel like if you are writing in this country, that has to be a consideration to a certain extent, right? And I've always been of the view that people with a great command of the English language know how to write simply. I feel like if you do not have your footing in the language, that's where you bring in complexities in language, not in storytelling, or not in, do you get what I'm trying to say, but in language you bring in those complexities just to hide the fact that you might not have a command of the language. So when I see simply written text, I I fall in love. I definitely do. I love that about this book. And because of that, it reads very quickly, it reads very easily. How am I feeling now that I've read about 10 or 12 pages and it's the first time that I'm picking a book up, I want to say in about 3 weeks? I feel good. My boo-boo bear, for those of you who don't know, we are now in a relationships. So my boo-boo bear did ask the other day about the reading. So I suppose he noticed that I'm not reading as much as he knows I would love to. And I mentioned to him that it's a long story, and like I'm saying, I really don't want to rehash that story, but part of it did have an effect on my reading physical books as well as audiobooks. So I think him mentioning it did bring it to the forefront of my mind, and I am currently undergoing therapy, and one of the things that my therapist did say is to my homework, which I'm very bad at things like that, okay? Homework and whatever, I'm one of those last minute people, but it actually has stayed in my head, right? So one of the things that she did ask me to do is to go back to doing things that I love, as a means of self-care while trying to navigate obviously the complexities of the trauma. My doctor did diagnose me with post-traumatic stress disorder at some point, so I am oversharing here, but it's just been a weird journey, and I'm happy and I'm actually quite delighted that between the therapy and the main man I actually got to a point where I realized that I need to pick up my camera, I need to pick up my books, I need to get myself out of this funk, because like if I stay here, what is the purpose? What do I achieve, if you hear what I'm trying to say? And that's not to say that you don't give yourself empathy, that you don't give yourself compassion, but what I'm trying to get at is that at some point it will cripple you. I feel like at some point it would have crippled me, so I needed to get out. So having read about 12 pages in about 3 weeks, I want to say, it feels so good. It really does feel good. So I will be continuing on this journey with this book, because there is another book that I really need to start getting into. That one is a paid kind of situation. I did mention to the author that I did go through something that is giving me a bit of a problem with reading at the moment, and they totally understood, told me to take my time, take the breather, just keep them posted, and I appreciate that so much. So I do want to kind of finish this, because I don't want to leave. I never like leaving physical books unfinished, unless of course it's a matter of I might DNF it, I'm really not feeling it. But if I'm really enjoying a book, I'd rather read it and finish it and then read another one. So if I'm reading 2 books at a time, physical books, you must know that there's 2 different genres of books. So these books, the other book that I need to read is a similar genre. Sorry. So I'd rather not do that, because I don't want to mix up the characters, the plots, what's going on, you know? You get me? You do. With that said, let's find out more about Delia and her man. Okay, we're back. Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know where the three-quarter mark, I don't know who still sits like this, but I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it so much. I'm crossing your legs like you are in pre-primary. But so I'm saying I don't know, I'm not going to calculate where the 3/4 mark is, but I'm probably gonna come at you with 2 other inserts before we wrap it up. Okay, I'm hoping I'll have time today to actually edit a video for today, because I have not been on my channel since the year started, and that was never the plan. Okay, life happens, it happened, but we're coming back. We are coming back. Hey guys, it's another day. Excuse my dress at the back. It feels like this vlog has been going on forever. I've just come back from school run. Wanted to share a few things with you guys. Let me just do this. Actually, I can't wait to take these braids off. I wish somebody could do it for me. I might end up going to the salon to do it, because I'm really not in the mood. Anyway, so yes, sorry, I've just come back from school run. These days, guys, the way I get so tired, I stop by at Seattle for some coffee, because you know, sometimes load shedding can be something else. Didn't know if it was going to be back on time, etc., and I knew that I needed some caffeine. I am trying. I feel like this is too high, and then that's too low. Excuse me guys, I'm out of practice. It should be fine. Is it? No, don't do this to me. Chat. Okay, let me just try one more thing. No. Hey guys, I apologize. Let me just take a sip of coffee. Maybe it will bring me back to life. I asked the barista to make it strong. It definitely is strong. I need it, because I don't know if you guys have been having the same problem, but I feel like the sleep from the entire universe has been put on me. The level of sleep that I possess is insane, guys. Even when I take naps during the day, if I'm starting my late shifts, most of these days I've been doing late shifts, I struggle to wake up. The only thing that gets me out of bed, even in the mornings, as soon as I wake up, I'm feeling sleepy. The only thing, if I'm being honest with you, 2 things that get me out of bed is having to go drop my kids at school and fetch them from school, and the second thing is obviously having to start work. Okay, otherwise nothing else. And you know, it's not like a miserable I want to sleep because I'm feeling so low, my heart is so sore, etc. It's just my eyes can't stay open. I don't know, man. I don't know. I bought some slow mag yesterday, so I'm hoping that it's gonna help. But definitely what I will be doing right now is spending some time with this book, because I really do want to finish it this weekend. That is the Journals of He. I am on page 414 of 560, I think, or 560 something, 568 of 568. So I've got just under 200 pages to go, so I'm gonna just try and make a dent on it right now. Hopefully if I can get to 468, then I'm left with 100 pages. That would be great. So far we've made some discoveries, right, about Dominique. dumb. I don't know. You know what? For me, I feel like there is dishonesty in omission, right? Just 2 seconds. Oh, and I got a new phone. Ah. Okay. So that's another update. I got a new phone finally. I feel like myself because I was feeling it. So this is the 14 Pro Max. I'm enjoying it so far, I don't want to lie. Okay, so Dominique, so I do feel like omission is a lie. Personally, I really do, especially if, I'm not saying a person should tell you their whole life story, but I'm saying especially if what you have omitted has a bearing on this relationship, right? So we've discovered a few things about Mr. Perfect, Mr. Don. And while the things that we have discovered are already things that he is more than permitted to partake in, I feel like when he was pursuing Delia, these things should have been put on the table, and they were not. And obviously she finds out in the hardest way, and she's not okay, and neither am I. But I do have, okay, understanding the Delia character, I see how she would react the way that she is, but reading through it, I'm like, it's a little bit over dramatic, this whole reaction and this whole expose, you know. And by that I do feel like at some point I lost a little bit of empathy, is what I'm trying to say, because I felt like it was too much, it was overdone in a sense. But that being said, the book is going well. That's where we are now. We've just made some discoveries about our main love interest, but other than that, it's going well. We've had another chapter, very short, of insight into Dominique, or from Dominique's point of view, and so far it's affirming who we have thought he is, in spite of, or despite, in spite of what we found out. Anyway guys, that's where we're at with that book, and we are about to start reading it again. I have also been listening to audiobooks again since I got my phone back. So when my phone was stolen, I was in the middle of The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. I was doing a binge of Tiffany's books. I think this is the 4th, if not the 3rd of the books. The 3rd, 4th. I've done Allegedly, I've done Grown, I've done Allegedly, Grown, Monday Is Not Coming. I think this is book number 4. I could be wrong, okay, I can't recall. So that's what I'm into at the moment. I have 3 hours 37 minutes left. So far so good. I saw a lot of people reading this one in October last year, and I really did expect a little bit more spookiness, right? I was really in the mood. There is one book that I did read that I did like by her that was spooky. You know what, let me just see if Scribd will tell me. That was all her books I'm having via White Smoke. So this is book number 5, right? Let me check my history, child. So I have read, now I can tell you, I've read Monday Is Not Coming, I've read Allegedly, Grown, White Smoke, absolutely loved it, and now I'm reading The Weight of Blood. I'm reading all her books via audiobook on Scribd. If you are curious for a code that lets you like sample the app, etc., for a few days or is it 2 months, I don't know. Just check the description box below. I've shared my link there that you can use. So that's where we're at, and we are hoping both of these are done by the end of this weekend, because I really want to close off this vlog. I feel like I've been on here too long, even though there was a break in between, but you get what I mean. Let's just get into reading. If you see my outfits, don't judge me, okay? Because like I'm saying, I am going to sleep first and then I'm going to start my day, okay? So no judgment. Oh, I did also get myself a croissant, an almond croissant from the same place. And that's what it looks like. Yummy, yummy, yum, yum. That will be my breakfast, the coffee and the croissant. Not the healthiest, but you know what, it's Friday, so we will take what we get. Alrighty, so I am here to end off this vlog. I finished the book. The Journals of He by J.D. Kizza. This is the beginning, book 1 of 3. Book 2 is out. I have book 2 in my possession. I don't know if I'll do a vlog on it when I do read it, but I wanted to introduce the series to you guys, those of you who don't know about it. J.D. Kizza is a South African based writer of Ugandan origin. Just give me 2 seconds, something's going on in the house. Okay, so she is based in South Africa, but she's of Ugandan I think origins. This is her debut. I think she's working on the 3rd one. I've given you guys a bit of insight on how I have processed the book during my very lengthy reading of it and why it took me so long. I think the last time that we closed off, I was telling you about the discoveries that we made about Dominique, which were intriguing enough, but I don't think that they how do I put it, I don't think that they justified the number of pages that we spent on them towards the end. I really do feel like the book could have been shorter. The story is delightful. I did say that it's kind of like 50 Shades meets South Africa, but the kink is really not the typical spice that we would expect, but there is a lot of spice, if you hear what I'm trying to say. There is a little bit of a purity theme in this book, but it's not brought through in a typical manner. And what else can I tell you guys? I didn't quite enjoy the last few pages because it is kind of, it comes across as journal entries from Delia after something major happened between her and Dominique. And as much as they do give insights, I feel like I enjoyed the way that the chapters were reading before then more than I enjoyed that. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you've read the book, maybe you'll hear what I'm trying to say. I am giving this one a 3.5 out of 5. I've already rated it on my Goodreads, and I really am looking forward to book number 2. And I did say the reason why I did enjoy this book is also the fact that it's so accessible. It's such an easy read, and it is one of those erotica slash romance books, so it does have a little bit of that feel to it, which does add to the enjoyment of the book if you are into those kind of romances. That being said, the second book is as thick, but I really do hope that we see some growth in the author. She is really quite delightful herself. If you don't follow her on Twitter, I don't know if she's on Twitter, on TikTok or Instagram, I will try and leave her handle below. So I really do hope that we see some level of growth. I know that a debut is usually the hardest thing that anybody has to put out there, so I was pleasantly surprised by this one. So we shall chat in the next vlog. Thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for everything that I've mentioned throughout this very lengthy vlog. A lot of things were achieved, a lot of things were lost in this space of time that I was trying to get through this book, which is quite intriguing because, like I was saying at some point, I'm definitely not the same person who started this vlog. You know, a lot has happened that has changed me, but I'm so delighted to be here and for the 1,000 followers, which I am super duper grateful for. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you guys. And until next time, I really do love you for choosing me. Bye now.